Hello, beautiful Pisces. So this is your last reading for the week. It's going to be done with runes, R-U-N-E-S, not in ruins, although it could be the theme for this week. You're in ruins and you're okay with it. You know, you've looked at yourself in the ruins and decided, I'm going to love myself anyway. Why not? You deserve it. I'll love you, even in your ruins. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take the ones that I ordered online. I made my own. They're right here. But I used them last time, and I used these the first time. I'm just going to put my energy in it, and the ones of my threads that I carry. All right. Please give a message for Pisces, one that will help them and enlighten them and make them see the light within themselves. That's all we ever want, to find the light and the truth and the meaning in everything in our lives. Let nothing that disempowers enter this reading and their lives on the everyday basis. Let it always shine like the untruth that it is, and let everything else land where it needs to. Wow, that's not bad. All right, let's see what happens here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them down, and then I'm going to take a look at them for a minute. So if there's a pause, which you won't feel, that'll be just for me. And whatever lands in the moon is going to be what is maybe a little more illusion. What lands in the sun is what's going to be bright. Whatever lands around and down is going to have different meanings. So I'm just going to drop them from up here. So it may be very loud. Be careful. Oh, I'm going to have to go find those. And I'll be right back. I will find them because I want to make sure that they are known. All right. Don't go too far. Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to your runes reading. This is going to be an interesting one, okay? So, yeah, I went blah, and you saw all of them, and then you heard some falling off the table. Of course you did. The thing with all of that is that these runes, compared to the ones I made, they're very round. See, mine are very, like, they're very flat, okay? I love mine. But I wanted another set that I could take, and I didn't mind if something, not that something happened to them, but these I want to keep home if I have to go anywhere. I want to use these. And the message, doesn't matter what tools you use. The message will come through. You could use like tissue paper, you know, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're using, you are the magic that you put into these things. But they go scattering. So I find 4 on the ground, and I found them. And then I start counting them to make sure that I still had them all, and I was short 1. I was like, oh no, oh no. I'm going to be on all 4s looking for a rune. And then I looked at the table, and I'm looking in all the little corners here, and of course this table's a big mess anyway. And then I decide to look behind the candle right here. And there's a little cubby right there, and guess what? Guess where it was? And it was this one. It was hiding in there. You want to know what this one is? If you're familiar with runes, you know what this one is. It's rebirth. And if you remember Sunday's reading, if you can remember that far back, what was the block card? Death. Or sometimes named rebirth. So, yeah, hiding in the cubby over there was rebirth. How fitting is that? Now, there wasn't that many runes that landed on this cloth. I mean, to be read. I am going to read these at the bottom. There's a lot of face down and there's a lot of sideways. And I feel that that's applicable. I think that there's a lot to be seen or heard, but there's not a lot maybe that you're paying attention to, especially. And it's not for you to go, oh, I'm such a bad person, I can't concentrate, or I'm not getting the big picture. You know, in life, we're going to be at different stages, and those stages is where we're at, okay? There's no wrong or right, there's awakening. There's being. There's remembering. And there's moving forward through experience, wisdom, lessons. That's pretty much the important things. So if you're here and you clicked on this, you were curious, and we're going to shed some light. That's what this is, right? Light on you, so that you can sit and ponder and think and maybe just grab another piece of the puzzle as you're sipping coffee or, I don't know, doing anything of any kind. So let's take a look. On the sun side, what's visible to you? Kind of. Because there's no visibility here. It's either sideways or face down. Which means that you're really not looking into the sun right now. One of them is water. That's the sideways. And that's the part of you that's emotion. It is the intuition part of you. It's the feminine, it's the receiving part. So that it's not that it's not there, but it is in the sun part, the action part of you. You know, if it would have been here, I would have said, but it's in here. And the eyes are closed of the sun. I would say that you're still in touch with your intuition, but maybe not as much as you could be. Because your intuition is sending the loudest signals right now to let you see and understand and feel. The other rune that's face down, this one looks very much like the rebirth one, but it isn't. This is the victory one. This is the sun. And like I said, this is the rune of the sun. Look at that. It's face down with the eye closed right at the end of that eyebrow. What is that telling you? You may not be seeing everything as clearly as you should. And if you want to, go back to the readings on Sunday and on Tuesday. We're talking about the things that need to be awakened within you, where the sun needs to shine. So absolutely go back and watch those, okay? We're going to go to the side of the moon. And what we have here is face up, but it's not reverse. It's kind of sideways again. It's the wheel, it's the journey. It's the right action to take. It's control. And this is loosening its grip on the illusions of your life. You're starting to see that you are, for the most part, the one guiding the wheel, okay? That it's not just haphazardly happening to you. Some of it has been put in place by you before you came here. You know, there's things you wanted to see, learn. It's like, you know, planning a trip and saying, oh, I'd like to see that. I'd like to experience that. And, you know, but with life's trip, sometimes there's curveballs. And there's things that are not the greatest thing to feel, but there's the most impact. There's a lot of flavor in the experience. And that's what's going on here. Okay, you're starting to see that, I don't know, the illusions of life, especially of this life that we love to create, how we love to put every responsibility on other people, that's a little bit, yeah, that's a little bit on the way of not what's really going on. It's something we kind of bought into, okay? Like, even when we look at world events or whatever that comes in, we like to think, oh, this is going to affect me immediately and it's going to ruin my life. But, you know, from day to day, you live your life. You buy your food, you know, you live your life. There's nobody coming in and saying, no, you shouldn't turn right or left. There's a lot of the times we know exactly where we're going. If you're in a free country, that is. If you're not, well, you know, I wish you freedom. That's where I'm going to say about that. I wish you find freedom. I wish you strive for it, look for it, move to it if you need to. Absolutely. So, this one is sideways, and it is the rune that is called Hero, and it's a potential. And again, it's kind of facing away, right? As soon as this control is let go, the potential steps in. The potential to be your own person, to do your own lessons, that even if things happen to you, the way you receive them defines how you move forward. Okay? It always does. But when we define ourselves as victim of circumstances, then we lock the door to potential. When we consider ourselves observers and students of things that happen so that we can move forward, we're signing up for potential. So right now the potential of this situation might not be quite clear to you. You might be going, I don't know. This doesn't feel like potential. Looking at my dark side, what? How does that help me? It helps you define your blocks. It helps you define your perceptions. Because some of these dark things that you call dark, they're just being human. Sometimes we like to call things dark, but it's because society and the way, people live now, they go, that's a no-no, when actually it's just what's been called a norm. It's an invented thing. It's not really a real thing. But we make it real because we keep buying into it. Okay? So a lot of that has to be dismissed and gotten rid of. Absolutely. You don't need any of that crap ever. Okay? So this rune right here was face down, and this one is static. This one, I don't care if it's down and good. I'm happy that it's gone because this is about energy loss. So maybe you've stopped losing energy over things. This is beautiful. This one, leave it down, leave it gone. It's still touching the sun a little bit. So it's kind of like, weaving down, but it's at an end. You don't want to lose energy anymore. This is not, helping the journey. It's not helping you move forward. It's not creating any kind of opportunities. The other one that is down and not touching anything, but very close to the sun here, is the gift of partners, of divine union. This one, I would say it would go and match a little bit with your intuition. Okay? I feel that this one, if it's in the reverse, and we'll just call it that because it's face down, it usually talks about problems with roots of an emotional nature. And I'm pretty sure this already came in last time. So if you are ignoring this roots of an emotional nature that came in and kind of formed you, this might be the problem of why this is out of balance. You may need to revisit this a little bit. So the next one that come in that was face down is this one. And it's hail, limits, upheavals, risks, delays, shadows. Again, when you say shadows and risks, limits, if you're getting rid of them, yes. If you're ignoring the shadow, no. Because you need to face your shadow. You need to face your shadow. Running away or getting rid of them like they don't exist. And you see, oh, it was right underneath the star, wasn't it? There's a little star right here. Okay? It's hiding an opportunity. Absolutely. It's hiding an opportunity. Okay. This one is, let's see. This one is strength. It's the ox. And it's also down. I don't have much to say about this one. It's not that it's non-important. It's just that right now, if it's a show of strength that you're trying to show, right? If it's, and again, it's out and down, so it could represent weak of will, a weak will, missed opportunities. So again, Should these be down here? Maybe not. Maybe they weren't meant because I did them so quickly, but it's worth just taking a look, okay? Maybe they were supposed to be right up here, but I just don't feel like they were. I don't believe in coincidences or even screw-ups. I think that everything is meant the way it was supposed to mean. So, all right, so this one is down but not unseen, and it is the self. It is human, the creative human. And it's on the big, big star. And I'm thinking to myself that your creativity is not limited just to what you can create for, like, for purpose or good. Your creativity comes in as well when it comes time to look at perceptions. And those old perceptions of you where you're saying, I'm bad, or I'm not good, or this is not good, and I don't want to look at it. Again, we're talking about perceptions of what has been or what has been part of life, right? What you grew up with, what you believed in. I just had a conversation with a friend about my own children and their roles in life, right? When you meet up with somebody, they always ask you, well, what is, so how's so-and-so, and how are they doing, and what are they doing? And it's always measured on, how much work they have, how successful they are in life, how ambitious they are. And we don't really equate on a human being by the kindness in their heart, or how helpful they are, or how their energy soothes and doesn't create havoc or chaos. And I have such a situation where one of my children has not been working a whole lot, but he does work at home. He works in harmony. He does cooking and cleaning, and he's soft of heart and soft of voice. But because he is not out there, doing his part, even though it's not really required at the moment, we are fine. People tend to view him in a very different way, but they don't live with him. They don't know what a kind human being. And I turned around and said, well, I've met plenty of people who are considered successful because they had a job, a 9 to 5, and bring in money, but it still makes them a-holes. They're still a-holes. I wouldn't spend a minute in their energy if you asked me to. So it all depends what you consider successful in life, right? These are the things. So, creatively, to get back to what I said about this rune right here, the self, the human, the thought, the who you are, right? What do we see? Is he being egotistical because he doesn't really want to work? I don't think so. I think it makes him, right? He wants to find something that he really wants to do, and not just for the sake of working. I know people who work and are egotistical. They spend on only themselves. They don't share with anybody. So again, it's a perception, right? And I'm not saying that my kids are wrong or right. I'm just saying that's my perception. This right here is the perception. Maybe you're that type of person and you mislabel yourself. You think that you are a certain type of person because it doesn't fit in societal standards. But in fact, you're just a person who hasn't been ignited in the right way. My son may find something to do and it will ignite him, and he will follow that path. He will find that job and stay in it for the rest of his life, and he'll be fine. But until that happens, I don't want to be the person to call him a failure, or, you're not meeting up to people's standards. No, I think I just want him to find his own way. So, if he knew, I think, that he was causing hardships, it would be different. But we're in a different situation where it's not causing hardships. That also comes into play. A lot of times people just, you know, they judge on things they don't know the whole picture to. But you need to really understand it for yourself. You don't need to explain what you know. Okay? You really don't. So outside of you is protection. This is the Giant. Okay? I don't really feel I need to talk about that, though. And neither these. I feel that they're outside. Maybe in the cloud. Let's take a look what this one is. This one is. Oh, it's energy. Yeah. Productivity. This is wood. But it's in the clouds. I feel like your productivity may feel like it's a little bit in a standstill right now. But that's because you're trying to figure things out. And this one has nothing on it. It's nothing. So it can be anything. And I'm just going to leave that one. It's in the nowhere. And it's really can be anything, anywhere, you know. And there's some all the way in the back here, but they're off the board. Not counting, not counting, not counting. So, it's not that big of a reading. And, oh, I thought this one was empty, but it's not. Okay. It's okay. It was all on the side anyway. I thought this was going to be a much longer reading. I'm going to take an archetype card. Not because I have to. I just feel there's more here. Okay. Yeah, the Sailor. And when I look at it, I hear new influences and wanderlust. And it comes to the story I was telling about my own child. Okay? The thing is that when you are opening up to new things, when you are letting it come in for you, right? When you're dispelling the stuff that's been there that whole time and you go, what if maybe I'm not lazy? Maybe I just need something new in my life. Not what's already out there, but to carve something new that I want to do. That's going to make me want to just go. To have that wanderlust feeling of, yes, this feels like this might fit me. Not what others think might fit me. Then you'll be able to move forward in that energy. Okay? Instead of moving backwards, you'll move forward in that energy. You'll set sail. Just like this. And look at that. Look, what is that? Hello, my fishies. Hello, my fishies. These are two fishes. This is Pisces. Look at that. Okay? When you find that, it's going to illuminate you. You're going to be able to just take off and go. You're going to look at the waves and be grateful for them. Not scared of them. Not let you, like what they would have told you before. Okay? If you hide that sailing ship, this looks insurmountable. This looks like you judging yourself. This looks like you going, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. I'm afraid of it. But if you look this card sideways, I just noticed something. Look at the shimmer. Look at the shimmer that's coming up. Look at it. Do you see it? Yeah, the sun's calling you. The sun's right here. And remember the sun is right here upside down. Okay, you need to turn this right side up. That's the big message. Turn all of that Seven of Swords energy that you had at the beginning of the week, that deceiving, that deception, that self-protection, because you are afraid of looking at the shadow. And most of the time the shadow is what's been created for you. It's not one that you create for yourself. It's what society's been telling you. You're lazy, you're unmotivated, you don't know what you want. It's because what you want hasn't shown up yet. Either that, or you haven't taken the time to let the sun shine in and show you what else is out there. And you haven't been able to see past the waves to see your ship. Okay? You're stuck here at the bottom, and all you see is waves and challenges. But it's right there as soon as you let yourself shine. Let's do it again. See that shine? Look at that shine. Okay? Look, it's leading you to it. Do you see it? Yeah. Let that sun fully shine on you. Let it bring the clarity that you need. Let it shine on the Seven of Swords so that you can climb that mountain, that Seven of Wands that came in with it, and defend what you want. Okay? So that when, just like my son would say, well, yeah, they called me that, but in the end, I did what I wanted. I found the thing that I loved, and then I committed passionately to it. And I'm still a decent human being. Okay? I have no doubt in my mind that he will get where he needs to go. We just need to be kinder to each other and let ourselves find our paths. I know, not everybody has that, that opportunity to do it, right? Sometimes, well, you've got to be the one going out to work, and sometimes you've got to do what you need to. But everybody has a chance. Even myself, when I decided to do this, I saved up money. I checked with the support system around me. And then I took some time off and really immersed myself into it. And ended up doing what I wanted to. There are ways to do things. You just have to do them. My biggest fear was not actually the money. My biggest fear was what people would think I was. I had practiced being a very level-headed accountant type person in my life. Very protective, guarded, spiritual, yes, somewhat, but not to the extent of where I am today. Not Ascension Jane. I was just Jane. And to tell people, I do readings. I give insight. I want to empower people spiritually inside of themselves. I was so afraid of that label because I was afraid they'd think I was shaking a magic 8-ball and telling them their future. I'm no longer afraid of that. But I'm trying to explain to you, this is where my sun was down. I knew it was within me. I could feel the call. But I wasn't answering it because of perceptions that I had from before. I invite you to spend at least 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes today. Find a meditation on YouTube and do it. Find your quiet space. If you can't do it on YouTube, just find an object that you can stare out. A candle works too. You can look at the flame and just concentrate on your breathing in the candle. And let all thoughts or everything that you have this week or in this last year or the past month just kind of bleed away from you. And when you do, I want you to invite whatever comes in to come in. And things will most definitely come in. The first thought that comes in that makes you feel uncomfortable, that makes you feel, ugh, I want you to grab it. I want you to hold on to it. And then I want you to gently unwrap it. And I want you to see, where does it come from? Is it yours to hold, or is it something that's been given to you that you never wanted? Is it an untruth about who you are? And is there anything that you can do to perceive it in a different way? And when you do, is there anything that you can do to actually feed the new perception, feed that flame? Like my son doesn't want to do the regular stuff. Can we find him something, a new barrel to look into, a new way of working, a new way of contributing? I'm sure there is. Maybe it's a couple of jobs instead of just one. Look at things. Make them look back at you and make yourself look at them. That would be the most important part. And then find answers. Sometimes the things that you'll be looking at, it won't be pretty and it won't make you feel good, and you may have to still take your responsibility of the ugliness of it. And that's okay too. You don't need to hate yourself. You just need to understand yourself, observe it, and awaken to it. As soon as you do those two things, the rest will start coming into place. And that will also make you much stronger than you've ever been before. I hope these readings have helped you this week. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you always, and I will see you in the next reading. These are my other channels. They're so much fun. Go check them out. And over here at the top is another playlist. Oh, not a playlist. It's actually just another video if you'd like to watch it. I'm getting the channels mixed up. I have too many of them now. What a wonderful thing to have. Too many of something. Take care of yourself, Pisces. For those of you that I spend time with, I will see you either on the live, on the Zoom, either, this is members, either in a video that I post, and for the rest of you, well, I will see you either on a live or in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.